Hi my Stampin' friends, I'm Sandra at artypapercrafters.com, an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today I am delighted to be sharing with you my #9 countdown to Christmas, which is a book Bible. Now I have been asked by one of my subscribers, which this person did ask me several months ago. I didn't quite know how I could make a book Bible, and it took some thought, and then I remembered that I had this stamp set in my cupboard that I hadn't used very much, and that it had some absolutely gorgeous sentiments on it. And so this is what I have been working on for several weeks now. And I finally got it to the stage where I am really rather chuffed with it. And I'm really delighted to be sharing it with you. And I hope you will love it just as much as me, because I really think this is absolutely stunning. And on this front it says, "What a beautiful blessing you are to me." Now all the sentiments that are in this come from this stamp set called Rose Wonder. So let's go through this little book Bible. So, "What a beautiful blessing you are to me" on the front with a couple of little flowers, gorgeous. Then on the inside it says, "Somehow God knew I'd need a friend like you. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand," which comes from Isaiah 41, verse 10. And that all comes from this stamp set. You can see that. Then you turn it over, and it says, "For some things there are just no words." And then inside I have put some Tic Tacs. Now on the white Tic Tacs, it said on some of them that I had a refreshing little lift, which I thought was quite a cute little thing to put inside. So I've made a little box, and as you can see on the side I've decorated it with a little flower and some gold leaves. And then on the back I've put "Thank you." And that is how I have completed this. All these sentiments come from this stamp set, but there is more than that, because there is, as well as what I have read out, there is "With sympathy," "What a beauty," oh no, I've done that, "With sympathy, wedding wishes, you're in my thoughts and prayers, wishing you a marriage made in heaven and a lifetime blessed by God, and happy birthday." So you get all those sentiments, and this is a photopolymer stamp set, and look how big that is. Look at that beautiful big flower that you can stamp, a beautiful rose with leaves. Here are all your sentiments. You've got like that little framelit that I've used here to put your sentiment inside. So all these come in this stamp set, and you can get the rose garden thinlits that match it and cut out beautiful roses and leaves, and everything cuts out. Such a gorgeous stamp set. That is what I made to make this beautiful book. They're all available, these products, to purchase on my website. So everything I've used is available to purchase from my online shop. So let's get on, and let me share with you how this came together. We have several pieces of cardstock and designer paper, and to read everything out would take too long. So if you click on the little down arrow description bar in the corner here, that will take you over to my website for all the good stuff about the sizes and the measurements. So today we're going to make a start, and let's get some scoring done. So let's get the scoreboard over. So let's pull you out a bit more now. No, out, Sandra, not in. Right then, so the first piece of cardstock goes in, and I don't seem to have brought my measurements over with me, so that's not very good, is it? Right. So this piece here measures 4 1/8 by 3 1/8 and is scored at 3/4 of an inch on all 4 sides, and that couldn't really be easier. And this is the little piece for the tic-tac box. So 3/4 of an inch on all 4 sides. That's that bit done. Then the longer piece is going to be scored at 1/2 an inch, 2 7/8 inches, 3 3/4, and 6 1/8. So that's all the scoring there. And then the little tiny piece here gets scored at 1/2 an inch on the shorter side. So that's that. That's all our scoring done. Let's put our board away. Right. So this, we'll start with the outer wrap. This is the outer wrap, and I'm going to round these corners because it looks neater when you fold them down. It's not absolutely necessary, but I like neat corners. So let's get the bone folder and our wet glue. And we're going to fold and burnish all our score lines on here. Like that. And then we're going to fold down these 2 end pieces, and that is into the insides. This will be the insides of the book Bible. I mean, you could make this for a birthday. It doesn't have to be as I've made it. You could say happy birthday, or you could do it as a little wedding favour, or as a little wedding gift for the happy couple. Then we are starting off, this is for the spine of our book. We lay that on there for the spine. That sits on there. And then we have these 2 pieces here, which are in Berry Burst, by the way. These are called Berry Burst, and this is pink pirouette cardstock that I'm using. So we're going to glue those down on the front of our book. So that couldn't be easier, could it? And take your time when you're making this, because it really is worth it. There are several parts to it, but when it's finished, oh, it's just something to be proud of. It really does make a lovely project. And I've got some glue on there, so I'm going to get my eraser pen and erase that. I'm not having that on my beautiful book Bible. And then stick that down. piece goes on the back. And that's that, and then you've created the outside of your book. And the next piece to do is the little piece that goes and covers up the fact that there's a little box of Tic Tacs in there. So that gets folded back, that little 1/2 inch section. And then we're going to put some wet glue on that. And then let me bring you down slightly. And then you've got that little crease line, your first fold for your book there, and you're going to line that up on the inside with that fold, and you're just going to go over the fold very slightly, lining it up so that it's central. And then you're going to fold it down like that, and then just make sure that that's nicely stuck down with your bone folder. And so now you've got that. Now you've got that little leaf in there, like that. So then the next thing that we do now, we're going to make up our box, our little box, Tic Tac box. So let's make that up. So fold and burnish all those score lines like that, and then we're going to snip into the corners and snip a little wedge out, just like you would for any other box. Those bits, and then we're going to glue our 4 little tabs down. That's all our little tabs stuck. Like that. So that's the little box that's made, and that goes inside there. But we're not sticking that in yet because we've got to do some stamping. Exciting. So we're getting our last 2 pieces of designer paper, and what have I done with my foam mat? Why has that gone walkabout? There it is. So this piece with the crackle pattern goes first on that side, and this one goes here. Dark side down the bottom. Love this paper. Love it. Right then. Now we need to get all our stamps. So I've already prepped up. Somehow God knew I'd need a friend like you. So that goes first on the inside of our box like that. Then the sentiment that says, "Fear not, for I am with you, be not dismayed," etc. I've already stamped that out and rounded the corners. That's that part. And then we're going to stamp on a piece of Whisper White. the sentiment for some things there are just no words, so that goes onto there. And then at the back of the book, which is just this piece here, we're going to stamp our thank you. And for that we're going to use Berry Burst ink because that matches with our paper. Right then, so first of all, and if I get that straight on there that might help, mightn't it? Right, so into the ink and stamp that in the middle because obviously I want my little gold flowers, well we're going to put silver flowers on it today. So that's our first sentiment done. Put that over there. Then we are going to put thank you on here, so into the ink for our thank you and stamp that down on the middle there. So that's that. Put those to one side, and then for our, I don't think that piece is going to be big enough, so I'm going to get a bigger piece of card. Right, this piece is what I'm going to use. So into the ink for the sentiment for some things there are just no words, and press that down and up. Perfect, like it, love it. Oh, and for our sentiment at the front we need to say, what a beautiful blessing you are to me. So we're going to use the pink pirouette for the border, for that little border. So into the ink, too much ink. Press that down and up. That's nice. Put that away. And then our gorgeous sentiment, love this sentiment, what a beautiful blessing you are to me, goes right slap bang in the middle of that border that we've just stamped. Gorgeous. So I think that completes all our stamping now, so we're going to put that to one side and we're going to carry on getting our little book Bible together. So the first piece that goes on the inside is this piece that says, somehow God knew I'd need a friend like you. And you might wonder, well, it's very strange, this lady has done this as her hashtag 9 countdown to Christmas, but that's because I think that you could make these little book Bibles as Christmas presents for people. I think they would love them. They are so unusual, such an unusual gift that you're bound to impress with. Gorgeous. So this sentiment here goes into the middle of that piece of pink pirouette and lines up nice and flush with the edge there, like that. So that's that part done. Now the part that's for some things there are just no words goes the other side, and I'm using my decorative label punch for that. Whoops. And then some wet glue on there, and that goes into the centre at the back. And then we have the last piece that sits on the back there. We're going to stick that down, and so you can see it's coming together now beautifully. So like that. Now we are going to stick it on now our little silver pieces. And what I've used the these framelits here, this little leaf cut out, and I've cut it out in silver foil paper, as you can see, my little leaves. And then we're going to just poke out these little side pieces in the middle, which I have kept because I stick them on the side of my box. So you have your one piece, and you're going to need two pieces, two of these leaves cut out in the silver foiled paper, and then you're going to cut them, because you're going to have one coming down here and then the opposite. So you've got your leaf. So with that point tip facing you, you're going to cut across there like that, and that piece sits there. And then this piece, you're just going to neaten that edge up. Neaten that edge up again, and you're left with that. And that is what sits there. And this other piece goes in the front. So the same thing with that, cut that across there, and then neaten up that piece. So let's stick them down. So a little bit of wet glue, not too much, otherwise it will seep out everywhere. And attach that to the top there, and that points down towards your sentiment. And this piece here points up towards your sentiment. So I think that's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Love this. Absolutely love it. Like that. Gorgeous. And then we're doing the same in the front with the pieces. A little bit of wet glue. And on the front. And then a little bit of wet glue there, stick that down, and that points up to the sentiment there. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So now we're going to stick our little box in, and I said to you before that we keep those little cutouts of leaves that we've cut out from that leaf. So you'll be using 3, and then I've cut myself some little flowers. And what have I done with my piercing tool? Must be in here. No, it's not. Oh, come on. Don't disappear on me. What's happened here? I thought I had it earlier. Sorry about this, but I've got to find it because I need to use it to help me pierce these. It's done. Right, I'm just going to have to improvise and hope that this works. So I'm going to press in, and it does work with my little tool here, but we only need one. So with a glue dot, oh yes, and I need a little rhinestone. So rhinestone in the middle, like that. Turn it over and attach a glue dot. To the centre. Pop that on the front of your little box and just pull that back up again with your fingers. And then getting just a tiny amount of wet glue on these little leaf pieces. And that's gold when it shouldn't be. I've picked up a gold one. Oh, that's gold too. That's silver. Let's get the silver ones. Oh, I don't know. Come along. Come along. You know you want to come out, really. You know you want to go on here, really. Oh, come on. Huh. Isn't it typical? Oh, right, I've got 3. Let's get these on. So, like I said, a tiny bit of glue and stick those on. I love silver and pink together. I think they're just gorgeous. They really are. So pretty together, silver and pink. And so I've just put those little leaves on, sort of coming out from my flower in a decorative fashion. There. Don't you love that? Look at that. Gorgeous. Right, so now we're going to stick this into our box. So glue on the long edge, opposite long edge to where you put your flower, and then you've got your other scoring mark, and you want to just sit the box just above it. Line it up in the center of your book. Line that up and hold it on, and then press your fingers on that inside bit for a few seconds. Now you've got some good wiggle room with this liquid glue, so when it seems to be stuck, get your little bone folder in and just press that down to make sure that sticks. Then we get our little Tic Tacs and pop those in. No, we won't. I'll tell you what, we're going to wait for that to dry. And while that's drying, we're going to get the big shot over and we're going to cut out our sentiment. So let's do that. Cut out our sentiment. And that's our sentiment, and this is the little framelit that matches it from the set that goes over the top. Line that up with a beautiful border, lid on, and run that through. What's that? Pull that off, put that away. So that's cut that out beautifully. Put that back in here so that we don't lose it. Where is my book Bible gone? There it is. So now that's going on the front, so now we need our ribbons. So what I did here was I got some double-sided tape and hold that down and eyeball where about the halfway point is on your little book. Run that across, then you're going to go across the spine of your book Bible and back down and across the other side. Chop that off with your scissors and just make sure that's stuck down. I've got some silver ribbon here, and you need to measure round enough to tie a bow. So you go round, work out how much you need to tie a bow. I'll chop that off and then I'll tell you what that length measures on my thing here. That's just over 16 inches, that is. And that should tie with a lovely bow. Right then, so hold that down. And what I did was I started from the back and pulled that off the back part, the little tape. I measured halfway on my ribbon, about halfway, and stuck my finger over it. That's halfway there, and then that is halfway across there. So then I run my ribbon across that piece on the back, then take the rest of this tape off and run that across the back nice and straight, and then across the front, and that should match up with the same place as the back, which it does now. Get rid of me little bits. So that is the front. Make sure that you've got your front so you don't stick your bits on the wrong place, and that sentiment goes on there on some dimensionals. So we're going to need 3 dimensionals across there here for that. Lift the backing off, and pop that across here. Tic Tacs can now go in. That should be dry enough for our little Tic Tacs. So as you can see, that creates that. Gorgeous. Then I have cut out, using the silver foiled paper and this framelit here, I've cut out 2 of these, and when you cut them out, it's an idea to leave those little centre ones in, don't poke them out, and I'll tell you why in a moment. So you've got 2 of those, and you're going to stick a dimensional on the back of both of them like that. Pull the backing off, and then I squish it up a bit to give dimension. Got to have dimension. And then that I have sat just so that it comes into the sentiment but doesn't cover the sentiment. And I've done that on both of them. So squish that up, line that up there, so that goes there. And in the centre I've popped out a few more of these flowers, 3 of them. We need 2 for the front and 1 for the spine. So we pressed into the centre of these. We need, of course, we need one of these little rhinestones in the centre. Wish I knew what I'd done with my pokey tool. Probably find it later when I don't need it. Knowing my luck, it's probably fallen on the floor. Oops, that's sticking. Oh, well, I've lost that rhinestone. Don't know where that's gone. Probably land up finding it with my pokey tool. So pop the backs of our flowers up. Whoops. Like that. And now we're going to get a glue dot on the back of them. And then that sits on the centre there. Pop that up again if it loses its shape. Pop that on the centre there. And you can get the glue dot off of the pokey tool thing. So last one, and that goes on there. Right, pop that on the centre there. And it looks like I've got a bit of glue on there. I don't want that on there. Right, now to finish it off, I had these little tiny pieces that I cut out from another framelit die, and they're like little diamonds, and I'll show you them when I've stuck them on. Oh, Where did it go? So I stuck those near the top of there. Now, where did that other one go? I bet you all saw where it went. Oh, I've got it, I've got it. And I've stuck those because you know you always have bits of embellishments here, there and everywhere that we crafters hoard. And that finishes that off, so you've got that little diamond shape, just adds something else pretty to it. You could add a couple of rhinestones in there if you wanted to set that off. And that's just so gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I'm so thrilled with it. And that's your book Bible with all your sentiments and your glimmer paper and your little Tic Tacs as a surprise. Isn't that just so sweet? And of course I've made it in, we've got, this one is Pink Pirouette with Berry Burst. This one is Crushed Curry with Night of Navy. And I have another one here, which is Old Olive with Rich Raspberry, and they're just all so lovely. You can see I've got some lime and orange Tic Tacs in that one, and they're just so gorgeous. They really are gorgeous. And I hope you loved that just as much tutorial, just as much as I enjoyed creating it and making it. So that's all from me for today. I'll be back in a couple of days with another project. Bye for now. Bye.